Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I wanted to make this video today, Tuesday, before the SmackDown spoilers come out. I wanted to have a true prediction video on the upcoming match between AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. I don't want to, call this a dream match. I don't want to call this a WrestleMania main event match, but this is a big match, and this is going to be really good. AJ Styles, of course, was in the Royal Rumble, making his WWE debut, and from there, people thought that he was going to go directly into a program with Kevin Owens, but it turns out, on Monday Night Raw, he ended up having a match with Chris Jericho, where he came out on top, and that's not, the biggest, that's not the biggest upset of all time. I mean, Chris Jericho is a guy who knows he's at a place in wrestling, and I don't know if it's so much to save his job and know that he can come back on a moment's time, but I think that WWE likes the fact that they have a guy like Chris Jericho who's known as a, do I want to call him a legend? Or I don't want to insult him, and I don't want to insult anybody who's a fan of his, but I mean, like, he's a really, really good wrestler, and he's accomplished a lot of things in the world of wrestling. No doubt in my mind that he's at least going to be a WWE Hall of Famer. I don't know if he's an Observer Hall of Famer or anything else like that, but, Jericho has had great matches with just about everyone that he's ever had a match with. He's wrestled for, ECW, WCW, WWE. He's been around the world. He's done every kind of style there is. He wrestled in Japan. He wrestled in Mexico. He's done everything. He's really good. There's no debating that. But, Jericho is a guy that, whether if he's on the main roster or if he's just working house shows, doing the tour of Jericho, he likes to work with the up-and-coming guys. He likes to try and light a fire underneath the guys that are fresh into WWE, maybe give them a little bit tips while they're in the ring. They went through the NXT training, and now here they are on the main roster. They're having to drive from town to town, and maybe, sometimes they get a little bit lost in the ring, and Jericho's there to help them out. And having a good series of matches against a guy like Chris Jericho is going to build really good confidence. And Jericho putting these guys over helps them out with the crowd and seeing that, WWE is behind them, and it's not, somebody like Tyler Breeze who gets brought up from NXT. He gets sort of put into a role with Summer Rae. Looks like he's going to have a feud against Dolph Ziggler. And then within 2-3 months, he's just dropped. I haven't been watching SmackDown as much, so I don't know if he's been on SmackDown at all, but his Monday Night Raw appearances has really just dropped off the face of the earth. I know we're getting ready to get into the WrestleMania time, and, basically even on a 3-hour show, it seems like that, WWE doesn't waste a lot of time in between the Rumble and WrestleMania, and somebody who's not going to have a WrestleMania match, most of the time just doesn't even get any television time in between there because they don't really have anything to waste. But I didn't think last night's show was that good, but, AJ Styles came in. He had a really good debut match against Chris Jericho where he got the win, and now it's sort of been eating it up on the inside where Jericho has been sort of, festering this for a week now, and he wants his rematch with AJ Styles, and it's going to be going down on SmackDown. We had the Miz TV, which turned into the Jericho highlight reel last night, where, these guys went back and forth, and Miz got underneath Jericho's skin and made him reveal to the world that it is eating him up inside, that he lost the match to AJ Styles. They were calling him a redneck. The rookie redneck is what they were calling him. I think that whole thing was supposed to get AJ Styles over. But instead, I sort of felt like it was insulting him. I saw a lot of people who thought the highlight reel was a good segment last night. I was really bored out of my mind. I didn't even think AJ was going to come out. I really thought it was going to turn into a Jericho versus Miz match on Raw that was going to build up to Jericho fighting AJ on SmackDown. Honestly, in my opinion, I basically would have had Jericho come out and talk about the fact that he was challenging AJ. But Miz, basically, he's bringing up the fact that, AJ Styles broke 2 of his teeth and it cost him $20,000. And he looked like a fool going into an interview with Steven Spielberg trying to get a movie job. Honestly, I just would have had them fight over who was going to fight AJ and maybe have Jericho beat The Miz. It wasn't like really The Miz was going to be doing a lot. And I think Jericho versus Miz would have been a great match to add to Monday Night Raw, because I think they needed a really good match to sort of lighten the mood of everything that was going on with Daniel Bryan last night. But I think it's going to be a really good match. Come I guess Thursday is when we're going to see it. But if you're lucky enough to be in Portland, like my buddy, the 420 Goonie, he's going to be able to see that match live. And if you live in Canada, you're going to be able to see it on Wednesday. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is not a full-on heel turn for Jericho, but definitely we've seen the wheels starting to turn and people saying that he's not really connecting with the character and the character development they're really giving us. And maybe Jericho, if he turned it heel, he would be able to, dial it up to another number. And I think AJ versus Jericho really needs that, because this honestly could lead to a Fastlane match, which could lead to a WrestleMania match. And there's a lot of people fired up to see AJ Styles actually have a match at WrestleMania. I'm excited just to see that people are going to meet this guy at Access. The only Access session I'm going to be going to is on Sunday. So I don't think that I'm going to have a chance to meet him, because a lot of the times the guys that are working WrestleMania don't even do Sunday Access. So somebody's got to meet him. So hopefully it's you. So I'll see you guys down the road. I'm picking Jericho to get the win in this one. I think this is going to be a really good match, though.